Maybe if I write enough songs, I'll get famous.
Well, you never know, my son. You're only just joking, everybody. I mean, everybody jokes, and it comes. Anybody can joke. I mean, one night stand, we're flirting. One night stand.
This is an accompaniment to my CD. And to receive your free copy, email your postal address or message me privately on Facebook. Alternatively, you can download each track from SoundCloud, though I'm reliably informed not onto Apple devices. And my previous CD, It's a Bit Black Over Bill's Mothers, is still available, as is Arthur Purse Speaks.
Somebody might watch up the BBC, though.
There's no point sweeping roads in the rain. So on those days, Arthur Purse, lesser known brother of the infamous Ron, and I would sit for the duration of the wet weather in the wooden shed, housed inside a larger corrugated iron shed. Don't forget, this was a man who could lick the end of his nose with his tongue. Something he would do frequently. No, you see, if I believed in a god, then I probably would claim that this tune came from his or her inspiration. Such is the way that it landed, metaphorically, in my lap one day.
Oh.
Ugh. Well, subsequently, buoyed by some professional musicians telling me that the chord structure was interesting, so I turned it into a tune. But it did take me ages to get my fingers around that ukulele chord solo. And I don't know about you, but I see this like a painting that appears to have no meaning. Washboard or not, I struggle with that. But no, the ukulele is percussion enough. The production's a bit rough, but it was a good take, and that supersedes everything.
Sometimes, as a youngster, when I bought an album, I'd type the lyrics out if they weren't provided. And despite repeated playings, I didn't always understand what words were being sung. But I typed out what I thought they were anyway. This inevitably led to some surreal interpretations, which of course the artiste never intended. And that concept fascinates me, so I've incorporated the idea into this song. But once concocting the narrative, I had to source the various sound effects, many of which had lain dormant on unclassified cassettes for many years. See, I knew that I had some backwards piano somewhere that I'd recorded back in the 1980s. There's nothing more spooky than coupling that with the sound that emanates from two microphones dangled down a drain on a rainy day.
What a wonderful day. I hope I don't die.
Well, when I die, and a few years down the line someone wants to hear my voice again, they'll have too much to choose from. I mean, it'll be like I never left. Which is the same for most of us these days, I suppose. So when you only have a few short sentences of someone's existence recorded, well, those small words, however incongruous, become something special. Less is more. I'm at school. I'm idly looking out of the window, not listening to the history teacher, but excitedly thinking about the Airfix model I have on the go. And when I get home, after I've done whatever my mother demands that I do, I will get straight on with it. fast forward 50 years, and that excited boy is back again. And actually, that level of excitement, I thought lost forever in grown-up world, has been there all through this project. Well, every now and again, whilst listening to the radio or watching a film, a phrase someone says does leap into my head. And I do realise that out of context, those words take on a humorous life of their own. And I've employed some of them here, and when all's said and done, they appear to have become ever so slightly disturbing. As space on our hard drives decreases and the internet widens, we can face the future owning nothing but having access to everything. And let's be perfectly clear. Everything is somewhere else. Now, some years ago, a radio play was aired in which no words of import were uttered. The whole story was carried by sound effects. Brilliant! But you had to listen properly to understand it, which is precisely why I remember it. Now, why do you think you forget most of the TV you've ever watched? Because you don't have to work at receiving the information playing out on your HD screens. It's just pictures flashing past. You go to bed none the wiser. This is a film without images. We started improvising music together bi-weekly in about 2006 on ukuleles and guitars. It's a grown-up business. Listening to what he's creating, whilst I attempt to complement and introduce my own colour, takes concentration and, dare I say, liberation. When it works, my mind and fingers focus, like eyes on one of those jumbled images that suddenly transforms into a 3D picture, and off I go. This recording is one of those moments, and it has an arctic, nay, glacial feel. I added bass and percussion, which helped to unify its structure, continuity and ending. Hashtag job done. On one of our sessions we came up with something we considered to be Eastern European. Unusually, we worked on it until a tune evolved. The Eastern European connection receded, however, as we unwittingly stamped our own South of England identity there. I wanted that feeling of a live performance, which of course is negated by the fact that I'm also playing washboard and bass. No matter. Well, if there is a narrative or a theme, then it's about aging and mixing the present with the past. Like in a science fiction film, I see this as time travel, where I am interacting with my past. And I suppose it is all a bit self-indulgent, and perhaps being British I shouldn't talk about it, but any creative type will tell you that when you're pursuing a project, creating a painting or whatever, the artist becomes immersed in it. You breathe it. When I am not actually working on it, I'm thinking about it. And I feel the need to share that with you today.